Hey guys, it's your fearless leader MJJJJ coming at you from my courtyard. Today I'm going to talk to you about anxiety and about the things that I've learned to help with that. I'm just a disclaimer, I am not an expert on this by any means. I just read a lot of books, and I'm hoping that as we're talking this out together in the comments that we can come up with a collective vault of coping skills for people. So what I read yesterday in a book is called You're a Badass Every Day, and it talks about your happy place and recreating that every day, so that if you have a panic attack like I'm having today, lucky me, you can kind of get out of your own head and get out of your own way and just feel peace and comfort and be okay with not being okay for the time being. Just like, if you want to make like mine, I'm gonna tell you mine. My anxiety happy place is full of spiders and nastiness and insects and fire and all the things that you're afraid of. But I want to turn it around and turn it into a positive vibe type situation. So I want to reframe that in my brain and say, what's your best memory that you've had? And my best memory that I've had is going to the beach and feeling the wind on my face and watching this parasailer going across the waves, and then this ship comes into view and it's just sailing there, and it's perfectly still, perfectly serene, which is how I want my brain to be. So I just think of that, and I think of who I was with. Shout out to you, Mama Bear. She's the one that kind of inspired the whole thing. I had been in the hospital for quite a while, and she asked me what I wanted to do when I got out, and all I could say at that point was a couple words. So I said I wanted to go to the beach. So we got discharged, and about a week later we went to the beach, and it was just great. That memory will stick in my head for as long as I live. that will be ingrained in my brain. So just think of like something that you will never take for granted. Think of something that you will always remember that is positive and that is uplifting, and like whether it be colors in the sky like a kaleidoscope. If you don't have any good family members, just like even drawing it out and creating a fantasy land and kind of living in that space. Or if you have animals, like what's your best memory with your animals? Like create that space and live in it for at least 15 minutes a day so that your anxiety level is not heightened. I know I'm sounding really weird and like I'm not really myself. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not really myself. But I'm just trying to channel it in a different way rather than the way that I would normally handle it, which is not a good way. So I'm trying to be productive and just be kind to myself and kind of give you guys that kindness that I'm feeling towards myself. So step 1, just come up with your scenery of what you want your ideal place to be. It doesn't have to be anything non-fictional. It can be like fictional. It can be a video game that you love. It can be anything you can imagine in your own brain. Just write it all down. Or if you don't want to write it down, just like take pictures of what reminds you. Like if you can't write it down, just like voice memo it in your phone and maybe that will, like anytime you feel anxious, just go to that recording and even go to this recording and just remember what I told you guys, and hopefully that will give you a sense of solidarity and that we're a team and that you're not in this alone with your anxiety and your panic, and the uncertainty of the world doesn't help our mental health. Like, I have no idea why I'm not in a good space, but I'm determined to turn it around today and make it a good space. So that is why I went directly from my call and went outside, because for some reason nature is very healing and uplifting. So that always helps me. And like talking to you guys definitely helps. So there, I checked a couple boxes off. And drinking water is always a good thing, because maybe you're dehydrated. And I think somebody overheard me. But oh well. Drinking is always a good thing. Water. Not anything alcoholic. I don't endorse that, by the way. But yeah. Like, today, if you're having a bad day, just picture that place, and every time you feel like you can't breathe, or you feel like you can't get a grip on reality, just close your eyes for like 15 to 30 minutes and describe your environment that you've created in your head to yourself, or draw it out, or like call a friend up and just say like, hey, look, this is my good place. If I ever need it, you're gonna hang on to it. So yeah. And that's another thing. Always have a friend that knows your calming down coping mechanisms, so that if you're not emotionally there, they can be like, they can prompt you and be like, hey, remember you told me to tell you what your good place was? And then maybe you can snap out of it, and maybe you can get back on track with your day and just feel a sense of peace and serenity, so that you're not building yourself up to being so anxious that you have to go to the hospital. And also journaling it out definitely helps. I said that in the previous podcast that I recorded, but that is a saving grace. And if you can't use your hands, I would definitely voice record it. If you have any mobility issues, just voice record it. Or like get somebody to like dictate it onto a page so you can read it back to yourself. Yeah. So just find a quiet spot in your backyard or in an abandoned park right now, because you gotta keep your distance anyway. So I would go I myself get up really early, so I would just go to a park right when you're done your morning rituals, and then I would that was so weird. One of my workers just walked by as I was saying all that. Anyway, yeah, just keep your mind in a good spot. And go outside, get some vitamin D, and try not to tear your phone off your tray. That would be awesome. But yeah, just comment down below any tips or tricks that you have for the Ability Warriors fam. that I haven't talked about. And let's make this a community effort, and we will hopefully, I know we will. And that's the other thing, change your wording from negative to positive. I know that's cliche and redundant, and everyone tells you to do it, but really do it, because it will change your perspective and it will change the way you think about things. So we will get through this together, and please support each other in the comments. This is not a place for hate comments. This is not a place for putting people down. So I will delete the nasty comments. So there you go. Like I told you guys before, my schedule is usually I usually upload the podcast anywhere from Thursday to Sunday. This is pre-recorded, so it will probably go up on Friday at the earliest and Saturday at the latest. Like, not this Saturday, but maybe a couple Saturdays from now. I haven't figured out which podcast I want to post, because as you guys know, I'm on hiatus, so I'm kind of wanting to batch record so that I'm just clicking a button when I want to upload, instead of on a bad day not being able to record and missing a week for you guys. Because I know me talking things out with you guys definitely helps my mental state, and I hope all my advice is steering you guys in a more healthy mindset. And I hope you guys share this with all your friends and family that are going through things, and especially during this time, everybody needs like that virtual hug. So just picture me giving you this giant hug, and I will talk to you guys real soon. And remember to be kind to yourself. Don't overdo it. If you're not feeling it that day, then don't do the thing that you gotta do. All you gotta do is get up out of bed. It's step number 1. Because you don't want to lie in bed all day. Step number 2, just take a couple deep breaths. Step number 3, get outside. Step number 4, drink some water. Step number 5, eat a little bit of food, whether that be breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snack. Just get some nourishment in that body. And then just, if you really need to, call a helpline or call a friend, or just go to your happy place. If you just want to be alone, go to your happy place. Write it down repeatedly until you feel like you're actually in the happy place. Or if you're a visualization person, just close your eyes for 30 minutes and visualize what you've been thinking about this whole time about your happy place. So yeah, this podcast is gonna probably go up in about I don't know when, but it will definitely go up because you know me, I don't put up a podcast unless it's complete crap, which is, this one is not. So I hope you guys have a great May 24 weekend, even with all the craziness that's going on. Just keep your families close, and if you can't hold them, then at least call them, and just try to celebrate the kickoff of the summer, and just think of good things to come, because they will for sure come. So I'm gonna hop off here. Oh, I almost forgot. My usual plug for people is go to Minnie's channel. She's a great friend of mine. If you want to learn more about her, just go to her minicast and binge your heart out, and you will get great laughs from it, and you will get some insight to her life, and you will also get some good quality gaming content, because she does this Minecraft stream along with the minicast, so she dubs over it. She voice dubs over her streaming, so if you're into that, you'll love what she has to say. And she talks a lot about life, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. So I'm gonna hop off, but I will hopefully talk to you all soon, and remember to stay well. And your fearless leader is now out. Thank you guys for always being there. This really does help my mental state, and it really does lift me up knowing that you guys are listening, even if it's 28 people, even if it's 2 people. I will continue to do this because I feel like in some small way it will make a difference. And yeah, so you guys give me purpose, and I thank you for that. And take 2 on my outro. Okay, your fearless leader is now out. I'm JJJ. Bye, Ability Warriors fam.